get ready. It's going to be a long one. Go pee now. Give whatever you're going to drink, eat. Tell your kids to leave you alone. Turn your phone off, unless you're watching me on your phone. It's going to be a long one. But that's okay. I got all 25 of my finishes here in order that I'm going to go through with you guys and show. But first, let's talk Christmas. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. Mine was relaxing. Parents came over. Joe smoked a pork tenderloin on the smoker. And kids played, went to bed, and I stitched. Got a ton of stitching done. Christmas, the day after. It was perfect. You guys are standing attached on a amazing tripod that Joe and the boys got me, or as Joe calls, this is my porn tripod when I decide to do porn. I told him if I make any money off my porn, I'm keeping it all. The other tripod he got me was this smaller one that bends. I love this. And it also comes with a remote. So I'm loving this. He also told me that this would be good to use whenever I decide to start my thrifting videos, because since these bend, I can like attach it to the cart. So genius. What I have, but not right here because it's in my stitching spot, I got an electric blanket. Might be up there, best gift ever. I'm always cold. You guys know that. I got electric blanket. It is wonderful. Not really sure why you would need it here out in the desert, but it does get cold, and it's really nice to, you know, have the windows open at night to get that fresh air, that clean, cold, fresh air. And then it's tolerable because I'm underneath the heating blanket stitching. So it's really, really good. I also got some mail this week. I don't know. I mean, I don't know whose Christmas card is better. We have Elena and Olivia's. And then we have Emily, Jim, Dharma, and Buster. I mean, come on. Diana, thank you, love. Miss Lori. And yeah, this is obvious. Pam and Steph. Thank you, girls. Oh, and I think and Miss Minnie Gray. Thank you, love. Miss Cassandra Martinez. I don't know if she's ready for me. Who knows? Tomorrow's the big day. She sent me a Christmas card and a letter as well. And some naughty nice socks. Joe says, why don't both your socks say naughty? I said, well, then I'll just wear one. So thank you, honey. So yeah, now I got Christmas socks up the yin yang with everyone that sent me some. I forgot to pull this. Do you guys have your copy of issue number 2 of the X Stitch magazine? Go online, xstitchmag.com, and sign up. Just get a subscription. It's really that easy. If you guys saw on my Instagram earlier last week, yeah, I was shipped 300 plus of these, and helping out my friend Mr. X Stitch, Jamie. Are you guys watching his videos? They're amazing. So I helped him out on shipping them, and hopefully you guys are opening your mailboxes today or a couple days ago and have been able to look through it. So this is the second issue of his magazine. I plan on doing a flip through when I get back from my trip, so it'll be sometime next week, probably by the time I get around to it. But just to kind of show you boombox, Flavor Flav, and I loved this, the gramophone. So yeah, at xstitchmag.com, check that out. We need to talk about FlossTube Fit Club. Do you guys know about this? Diana, it is Kismet Stitches, talked about it in her most recent video. I'm going to put a link to her videos down below. It's a genius idea. I think it's great for 2018. It's going to be about health and wellness and taking care of ourselves, and that we come first. So I'm going to link her video down below. Watch it. She goes over all the specifics, what she kind of wants for the group. And I'll also put a link to the Facebook group page as well. All right, on to stitching. Since I got my last finish in for the year, which I will show as number 25 when I go through my list, I decided to have a new start. Matter's Choice. Oh, excuse me. I bought this when I was at the attic, fell in love with it. Abby, Trisha, and I, and a few other gals as well. Guys, you can join too. Informal Stitch Along. Hashtag on Instagram is Matters Choice SAL. This piece is amazing. You can stitch it up above one way, or you cannot cheat and do the whole thing. So I love it. And hooray for enabling people. So this, I was like, yes, I want to start. Why? Because I had my orgasm moment at Stitcher's Paradise in Vegas with my Havana fabric using the 3750. And that's where I'm at. And I love how it is turning out. The detail on it. I was finishing up on the little pot thing here. I love the bumblebee. Just all the detail. So I'm loving this. I want to take something on my trip. I leave tomorrow for California and I'll be back Wednesday. So I want to take something small. But if I don't find anything, then I'm not going to fret about it. The airplane ride is like an hour and a half. I tend to get on an airplane and fall asleep. So I am loving this. I really don't want to put it down, but some stuff over here is kind of calling my name, and I'll talk about that when I show what whips I have for 2017 that I want to finish for 2018. All right, so I'm gonna get resituated, pull up some of my finishes, grab the appropriate charts, and I will be back with you guys. All right, so get ready. It's going to be a long one. I write down my finishes. I also date them on the back with the month and the year. I organize them all. So let's start off with number 1. This is Birds of a Feather. Remember Me. I did this on 32 count. What is this? I also keep all the fabric tags. I don't know what something, I don't know what that says. Maybe you guys can read it. Used all DMC, and I love how this came out. Fabulous. Love it, love it, love it. All right, number 2 was Country Cottage Needleworks, Afternoon in Rome. Of course I had to do this. 32 count Star Sapphire. This is in my kitchen. All DMC as well. Let's see, that was there. All right, Ink Circles, Miracle Grow. She just released number 6 in the series, which I have not gotten, but I want to stitch them all up. I have 4 of the 6 stitched up. And here's Miracle Grow. Big strawberry, the nuclear power plants in the back, the chickens, roosters, cocks. I don't know what the correct wording is. I'm a city girl. I don't know that stuff. Somebody is going to school me. Nightmare. 40 count, Pearl Gray, Newcastle. I got a participant award for it. Oh. Oh yeah, housekeepers come today. Never mind. So, good old Giuseppe. He might have not been appreciated at the fair, gotten a participant award. He'll always be number 1 in my book. I started stitching June of 2016, and yeah, finished this March. This was a March finish. It was a big undertaking to take. This was, you know, one of the biggest charts that I had bought. I loved it. I fell in love with it from Kelly Evergreen Needle and Emily Eclectic Possessions showing it, and I knew I had to stitch it. Love it. The framing came out perfect. This was also my first professional frame job that I went and had done, and it was worth it. So, nightmare. All right, let me grab the next stack. Okay, another March finish is a Nora Corbett Blue Monarch Flycatcher. This was my first Nora piece. I stitched this on a 32 count cream. And did I use beads? I did use beads for the first time. Not my favorite. I loved the piece, but definitely not a fan of the beading. So, but I love love this piece. And she has other birds in the series as well. A hummingbird one that I definitely want to do that was graciously gifted to me this year. All right, April. Get cracking. Ink circles. This is on a 40 count bisque linen, and those Kraken letters were the death of me. But I love so many elements in this piece. I have my pole dancers. I love the mermaid as well. I gave her some tatas because it was only appropriate, and I love the color scheme as well. So get cracking. For my grandpa, for his birthday, I had stitched a heartstring samplery handprint on my heart. You'll always be with me, like a handprint on my heart. I framed that, and I will add a photo of the finished product here. And I loved how that came out. During this time, I also finished Postcards. Everybody knows what it looks like, so I'm not going to grab it off my wall. I only did 9 of the 12 months because I was over it, and finally framed it up. And that's amazing to see that I went from Postcards, which was my first chart. I want to say that was my first chart that I did buy after I did the birth sampler for my girlfriend last year. So it's amazing looking at that to completing something like Nightmare. Let's see. Next, and it does count, even though it's not framed up, it does count. Barbara Anna Designs, A New World. This is part 5, Over the Seas. I am stitching all 5. And then I'm going to sew them all together and then frame them all together. So this is part 5. I have 2 more left in the series to do. Again, a million color changes, but totally worth it in the end. These are just absolutely amazing. I'm doing them close to the called for fabric. This is 30 count limestone. I'm using all DMC. Which that I think would be a kick-ass TFD. God, just add another one to my list. All right. May, I completed Ink Circles, The Birds and the Bees. 40 count doubloon. This was just offensive on a ton of levels with ovaries and the pee hole and tits and saggy balls. I don't remember everything that I pointed out to everybody. I used DMC variegated number 69 because it's only appropriate. This is amazing as well. I loved how the color came out, doing it on the doubloon and then framing it up. So this was a May finish. And all I do is just write on the back of the piece. That's it. Super, super simple. The Undertaker. cherished stitches. I do not remember what I stitched this on. I believe this piece was gifted to me. I did it all in a dark gray, and then I used Petite Treasure Braid red and black to add a little bit of sparkle to it. My first introduction to 1/1, the letters are all 1/1. I loved this, and I love the frame that I found for it as well. So yeah. We're not done. We're not done yet. June, Salem Sisters, Plum Street Samplers. I started a group for the anniversary of the Salem witch trials. It's still active. Feel free to join in at any time. So I did Salem Sisters. And this was stitched on, it's like an 18 count. And I coffee dyed this myself. I did not include the cat heads down at the bottom. I used all of the called for DMC. Loved this. And I actually wrote on the back to commemorate the 325th anniversary of the Salem witch trials. That was June. Another June piece. Frida. This was Viva La Frita by the Snowflower Diaries on Etsy. This was the first time I framed without glass. And I think it's phenomenal. I love this. I want to do more no glass finishes. I added a little bit of padding to it so she kind of sticks out a little bit. I love the colors. Those roses down at the bottom. I think Frida is captured perfectly. Sometimes when Frida is put in cross stitch, she looks very manly or cartoonish, and I think this just kind of captures her perfectly. I also did this when I worked on it when I was in La Jolla, and yeah, and I love my Frida. She's fabulous. So love this. All right, next set. So I'm actually going through these a lot faster. Anyway, July finish by the Bay Needle Art. Funky Flowers, Holly. I stitched this up for Cal's kindergarten teacher for the end of the year as a gift. Swiger 28 count Quaker linen on sand. I will insert a picture of what the finished product looked like. And what I love is when I go into the classroom now, Ayrton has the same teacher. She has it up by her desk. There are also different funky flowers as well with different names, so go ahead and check those out. It's one special. You guys had more confidence in it for the fair than I did. Gave me a heart attack. Devil Runs, Primitive Hair. I want to say I had coffee dyed this piece as well. It's probably on a 32 count. Stitched up in what, like 2 days. I think I changed the red to be a little more bloody than bright red. And then burnt it because why not? And did it in a floating frame. And this one, Best in Show for Arizona, I forget the 3 that I got. Ranked up there with the Teresa Wensler though. Toot toot. I think this has totally grown on me, and definitely did not think that my 2 days stitching this up, burning it, that took me all of about 3 minutes, thrown it in a frame, which took like 20 seconds, would just give me the best compliments and be a total hit at this year's state fair. TFD people. Alright, so that was July. August. Skeleton Mosaic. This is Be Cheerful, Live Your Life. Skeleton Mosaic, works by ABC on Etsy. 32 count dark cobblestone Lugana. I used all the called for colors, and this is my first piece that I did on canvas. And this is what greets people when you go into my pantry. So another ode to Pepe. Love this though. Love this. Actually, this should probably, I might be bringing, Arlene, I'm gonna bring this to Jersey because it's easy enough to pack. Okay. Where am I at? Lion. This was August. Stickadine von der Weinberg. I don't have the chart, but this is what it looks like. This was my second piece I went and had professionally done. And I think if I remember, this got a, I forget what this got at the fair. Love the colors. Massimo goes to the gym. Love all the little motifs on it. You know, changing colors isn't for everybody. I don't mind it. I think that that's what keeps the piece interesting. So, love this. A little quickie one that I did. This was Little Devil. Fox and Jackal. This was a freebie off their site, but I think it's for sale for just a couple dollars. And I did a second burnt on this one, and I think that's just super awesome. September, I said F it with this linen and threads piece. I was already cheating because I was only doing a third of it, and I just got over it. So I ended it and framed it up. So September, Linen and Threads, Stitch Along. It's a freebie. So that one, I don't know, I don't remember the thread. I used some just DMC maroon wine color, and then some kind of oatmeal-ish color for the fabric. So that was September. Another September finish. I busted this sucker out in a couple days. Plague Doctor. I don't know if I found. Oh my god, dog hair, cat hair galore. I started a sal. People went crazy. Let's stitch the Plague Doctor. Then I said, hey, I'm just going to stitch the black. And then all you guys copied me. Then he needed a wife. So then came Plague Doctor McKenna, which I have not started, but I need to. Lisa's just putting me to shame in doing her in all beads. Lady, you better have that done by May. This is also going to be a TFD. I want to get Plague Doctor McKenna. Yes, that's the name. The designer named it after me. Etsy, one word, Buzz Bee Designs. I want to get her stitched up, have them framed next to each other, separate mats, but in a shadow box, and then have medical tools within the shadow box. TFD. All right. October was Prairie Moon. D-sampler. I did this 1/1 on 28 because Lori, Mischievous Stitcher, told everybody they need to try 1/1. So I listened to her, and this is the result. And this sits out year round on my coffee table. Not right now, but it's going to come back out. I did all called for colors, and it's just absolutely fantastic. All right. Nope. November then brought me... I said no. I said no. November, we got turkey and pumpkin pie. I framed it on a cheese board that I got for like $3 at the thrift store. Kind of banged it up. Nailed it in. Turkey and pumpkin pie. I forget the designer. And to make it more me, I put some red Petite Treasure braid on the axe. And this is Joe, and this is Pierce. So this I have in my cabinet here, so I can look at that year round. December. This month I busted out 3 finishes. Not bad. Not bad. First one. Here There Be Monsters. This is Elizabeth's Needlework Designs Antique Celtic Sampler. I'm trying to remember who I first saw this. If it was Lindy Stitches, Stephanie, and fell in love with it. I know Ingeborg finished it as well. And yes. I stitched this all in one color. I do not remember the threads that I used. I got a little piece there. I'll have to pop that out and fix that. I love how the variegation came out on, let's see, it's not going to show, on him. I was going left to right on him and then slowly go diagonal, and then I was working up and down, so he was able to get some very slight variegation from the coloring, the puking fish. They're puking, okay? I had to figure out my own 7 because this is from 13 and there were no number chart given. Let's see, this piece I worked on in Austin and in Minnesota, both, I believe. So this is just fantastic. The anniversary. This is Lilas Studio. I do not recall what I stitched it on. I used the called for colors, except for the pot here. I added in some gold petite treasure braid. I did not stitch in this bottom section. I left it open. Again, my own frame job, and I love this color with the frame. I loved the dark blue frame, and I would have never probably picked a colored frame for this piece, but I wanted to. And so when I went to Hobby Lobby, they didn't have anything dark, but I saw this blue color and I thought it worked fantastic. Number 25. Eternal Sleep, Thread Work Primitives. This was a dark 13 stitch start. Swigart 28 count. Cashel steel gray. 1/1 on 28. This is my finish. I posted pictures on Instagram and then on Mania as well. So, and I'm getting glare off the screen or off the camera, but you get the idea. So I didn't have a frame that I loved for this piece, just nothing. But I finish a piece and I want to frame that sucker up because I know I'm going to get hell if I don't frame stuff up. So I was walking away from my closet of frames and my eye happened to look down and I noticed the clock. Eternal Sleep, time, clock. I think it's fantastic. My kids have even told me, are you going to put that in the fair? People have told me to put this in the fair. Since there is no limit, I might just put all of it into the fair and see what happens. The stitching is stitching. Is it anything worthy? No, it's 1/1 on 28. But I think it's how it's framed up. So I had to take my cocaine out of the back of the clock and put it in my cereal boxes, because that's, look, you watch Cops, that's where people hide their shit, is in their cereal boxes. This whole section popped out, and then I was able to figure out that this plastic pops out as well. I took out the hands, and then I added a little padding so it puffs a little bit, and then put it all back together. So I love this. I'm so happy that this piece is what has finished and rounded out 2017 of finishes. 25 of them. When I had all my pieces laid out, I was amazed by how much stitching I had completed this year. The hours, countless hours, you know, the frustration, and then all the time of framing it, and it was just amazing. So if you get the chance or are able to lay out all of your pieces that you stitched, leave the room and then come back in and just admire all of your work that you did. You as a stitcher. Nobody else did it. Nobody else held your hand and did all those X's for you. Half stitch, whatever. They all still count. I don't know what I'm gonna strive for 2018 for finishes. I don't think I'm gonna get up to 25. Who knows? But I want to show you guys my current whips that I have for 2017 that I hope to have completed for 2018. So I'm going to clean up here and I'll be right back. All right, so like I've said before, all of the pieces that I started in 2016, I finished in 2017. All the pieces that I have started in 2017, I would like to finish in 2018. Now, the only problem with this, they're big ass projects. Huge. Now, so matters choice. Let's see what else I got. This would be a total kick-ass TFD. Halloween Hop Run Hallo. I started this on 10/17. I have block 1 done. And I have everything pulled for the block below it. I am stitching this on properly primitive linen 40 count 1/2 from, I bought this in Austin. And I love it. Fantastic. Those spider webs were pain in the butt. So I'm gonna work my way down. Now, people always talk about when there's stitch-alongs or things with blocks. Oh, I'm going to do one a month. It sounds great in theory. Does it work out usually? No, that's usually a huge epic fail. But I'll see how it works out. I don't know. So that's one. This is my long dong sampler. Yeah, that's how I say it. My LDS Virtue. Never thought I would do an LDS, but those colors are quite something. That's what got me. That is what got me. Those damn colors. Hold, please. Okay, so this I would love to have completed as well. Bajillion colors, but they're bright and gorgeous. What am now I have I'm stitching this on. I started this August 6th. Oh, okay. This is 32 count MCG textiles in oyster. Now, I know MCG has gotten a ton of crap for their fabric. It not being the right count, the weave of it, the distortion of it at the end of a project. I, however, am having no problems whatsoever. So I have the first page complete. Shit, I think I probably almost have another page complete on this one. Let me see what I have left. Yeah, I'm almost done with another page as well. So, I mean, this flower is kind of like the main thing. There's one down at the bottom as well. And I loved how that's stitched up though, kind of placing the colors in and just seeing it all come together. Cassandra, this might be calling me again. So, all right. I think this, yeah, that one doesn't fit in there. I also do not want to start the second LDS piece that I have until Virtue is done, even though I do want to start it, but I don't want two going on at the same time, and I have enough BAPs. So, another one that I would like to have completed it's Beasties Courtney collection. Wicked Garden, 32 count Jobelin. I am stitching this, what is this, 535, I think. It's like a gray. So that's where I'm at. It's like the crocodile. His name's Jim, because it's only appropriate. That's where I'm at. I don't like this line here, but I'm hoping when I'm done and it's stretched and framed and ironed out, it will go away. So, it just sticks out to me right now. But so yeah, Beasties. And again, easy stitch because it's one color. You know, you could do like the outline of a section and then just zone out and just fill it in. So, Beasties. Let's see. I also have Dragons of Sumatra. Doing this all in my thrift store find of 701. .28 count Monaco antique white. 1/1. So I started like in the middle-ish area, and this is where I'm at. Love the green. Basically, it's gonna be the size of like a 7.5 by like a regular standard piece of paper. So it's gonna be small and cute, and the detail shows. It's gonna look fantastic. So yeah. This is the edge. I didn't continue because obviously I have to move my fabric, but this is the bottom of the chart here. This page is almost finished up. So yeah. And which one is this? This one looks big, but I know it's not. This I should just not even mess around with. This will probably be my first 2018 finish. Good Intentions. Kathy Barrick. .32 count lamb's wool. These little boxes were at the dollar store for a while. I'm loving those. It's in the hoop. I'm not going to take it out. I have finished this side, the 2 circles, the spools, the scissors, her, and then I'm moving over, and that's where I'm at. I love the colors on this as well. I know some people have changed out the colors, but I love them. And shadow box with a bunch of the spools that I found at the thrift store. And that is it. Those are my whips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 whips. These would definitely keep me busy for the rest of the year. If I worked on those 6 alone, would I be crazy to say that I could get all those done? Truthfully, tell me. I think I could get all 6 of those done this year if I worked on them solely, put them in a rotation. Now, which ones don't really count because they're small. Good Intentions. I could probably work on that for, I don't know, let's just round it up, a week. Get that done. I could probably work on Matter's Choice for another week and get it done. So I could probably bust out both of these in like a 2-3 week period of time. The other ones would totally keep me busy if I rotated them. You know, if I'd want to work on a mono piece, I have Beasties and Dragons. If I wanted to work on something with color, then I have Virtue and Halloween to go to. So it sounds great, but there's charts that I want to start, like we all do. Book of Spells. You know, I got the fabric in Vegas. I got all the fantastic threads. I'd like to start that. I want to start that. I will start that. Right now, I don't have like a new year, new start piece picked out. I think it would probably, when I come back, I'm going to want to bust out Good Intentions and Matter's Choice. Kind of get those out of the way, the little stragglers, if you will. And then start diving into my big pieces. Because I don't have a year to finish them. If I'm going to put them in the fair, I got to get going on that. Because then I have time for framing, and I got to allocate in, you know, if I'm gone or if I'm sick, I kind of got to give, you know, myself a buffer. So, I'm excited though. I'm excited for 2018 to see what I can stitch. I was blown away with everything that I was able to stitch this year. You guys can actually, I kind of have everything just pulled and stacked up, everything to go back out to the family area. But yeah, so excited. I thank you guys for watching this video and subscribing and watching week after week, following me on Instagram, Stitching in Sequins. I look forward to 2018 to see more people, new people, do FlossTube videos. I look so forward to the 3 retreats that I will be going to. StitchCon, it's kind of a big thing. New Jersey, it's even bigger. And then Minnesota in October. If another one comes in, sure, you know, hashtag spend all the husband's money, hashtag go to all the retreats. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys all have a safe New Year's Eve. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which doesn't really leave a whole lot. I need to go do laundry. I need to pack. I need to figure out what sequins I'm going to take to piss people off. I love you guys. Thank you again. Have a great day.